welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and this is my precious yarnery. So this is a tutorial on this. Let me explain this. It is not the tutorial on how to do the square. The square, I don't know if it's her pattern or anybody else's pattern. I don't know. I'm going to tell you who, and I'm going to link her below where you can do this square. It is Blossom Crochet. I have her linked below. I figure, give credit where credit's due. She's an amazing teacher, and her accent, I can listen to it all day. So I'm linking her below. That's where you get the square from. You can do this with any square, this particular shrug that I put together. I have 3 different shrugs that I'm showing, and I show you how I put them together, how I sew it together, because it's different than how I actually do the sweaters, a different sewing kind of technique. And then also the collar and the trim, because everybody seemed to like that. Now for this yarn, this shrug, and the next one I'm showing is from a muffin from Stanley. This has 2,000 meters of yarn. It's 100% acrylic, 2,000 meters. There was enough of this yarn to do, and I had this much left over. I wasn't sure if I had enough of it to go around the trim again, so I wasn't even going to play. Just wasn't even going to play with it. I don't know. I went on there the other day. I didn't see this colorway, so I didn't get, I don't think you can get this colorway anymore. I had this for a while. So for this particular shrug, I will tell you what I did. I used a 5mm crochet hook. I used my Clover crochet hook. I needed a needle, a threader, pair of scissors, and a tape measure. That's what I use when I do my shrugs. Now, when she does her shrug, she says only the 4. I put 5 on this. So 5 of the solid, 5 of the granny stitch, 5 of the solid, 5 of the granny stitch. And all together for this size, and it's big, let me lift her up. It is a big shrug. There's 30 rows. For the sleeve, to do this sleeve, I did 7 rows. Let me see. 1. 13. You would think I'd be, no, I'm not. I am not. There's 13 rows altogether for the sleeve. And then for the trim, this trim, I did 5. Yes. I have it written down something else, but I did 5. 5 rows. I had to double check. Sorry. Bella has something to say. So basically, that's it for this one. It's simple. I do the tutorial. Now, she does it in a blanket. I have done the blanket, and I've done it in one of my Hobie ones. The Hobie cakes there, the cotton cakes, 100% cotton Hobie cakes. Love it. Love it. It's a great blanket for, springtime, summertime for babies. So that's this one. Let me get the other one. Okay, so in the tutorial, you'll see this one. This is a shrug made out of the same muffin cake. This is the same muffin cake. It's gradient. It's different colors in it. Yeah, so I got to the pink, and then the trim, there's a little bit of purple in the trim. This is pink and, well, more purple, I guess, light purple, and then it comes out. This one did a little different. I followed the pattern and only did 4 of each row. So altogether I have 20, No, let me count that 1 second. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. On the big one, there's 36 different rows. And you can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. On this one, it says 27. I counted it. I hope I counted it right. But it's a lot smaller, as you can see. And I show you how I sew it together. This is where you sew it together. I showed you how I sewed that together. I show you how I do my sleeves, the trim. And the trim has 5 on the sleeve and 5 rows on the collar. So this one's much smaller, but still, it still fits me. It's just fits differently. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't go down as far. It doesn't go across me as far. It's how you want to wear it. This is cute with a pair of jeans and a tank top. The other one, tights and jeans and boots. You know, it's just how you want to wear them. Anyways, like I said, I did not do the tutorial on the square. I put where I got the tutorial from. I think she's an amazing teacher, and she can teach you better than me. So I'm linking her below. You go check her out. She has a lot of tutorials, actually, and I have done a few of her tutorials. Okay, I have one more shrug to show you. Okay, so this shrug is made out of a 4-weight yarn. I used a 7 hook. I used Lollipop from Hobie. It's 20% wool, 80% acrylic, and it's 382 yards. I used 2 full cakes on this, except for this one. This is what I have left of it. It is cute. It's beautiful. This one would be nice and warm. I just wanted you to see the difference in 4-weight or the 2-weight there. This is a regular granny square. Nothing. 1 second. Sorry about that. When she's got something to say, everything has to stop. Okay, so this is just a regular granny square. I didn't do a tutorial on a granny square. There's all kinds of teachers out there that are much better than me. So all I did was just wanted you to see the difference between the other shrugs and this shrug. This is I have an end. Listen, missed an end. So it's a regular granny square. You can do pretty much any shrug with this granny square. I did 1, 2, 6 rows on the sleeve, 3 rows on the trim, and then a granny square for that size. I just kept going until I was out of yarn, and I didn't want to open a full cake to do a whole one. So 19 rows across the back, and this is what you get. And then you sew them together, and I show you how to show them and put them together. These are so easy. You'll love them, and they're so comfy. I did a latte cake in that. I don't have that one anymore. I gave that to my aunt. So yeah, this is what you get when you do a 4-weight yarn. Very nice. There's other ones you can do. All kinds of squares you can do to make this shrug. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Please let me know what you think. I'm still getting used of the setup and everything. It's way different for me. So let me know. Okay, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to show you how I sew together my shrugs. Now, this is how I do all my shrugs, sew them together. So you get your square. I fold it in half. Simple, easy. Either way, it don't matter. And then at the top, try to get it lined up. Take your trusty tape measure. Now, you have to measure your arm to see how big you want it around here, because you can make it as long as short as you want. I always do about 5.5 inches. And then I usually only use like 3, sometimes 4. It depends how big the shrug is. It doesn't, you can make it as big, as small, whatever you want. It's what you want. It's your shrug, nobody else's, unless you make it for somebody else. And then you just put one at the 5.5 mark. Try to get as good as you want, as good as you can get. One at the corner, and then I put one in the middle. Just like that. And then I sew here. From here to here. Do not sew in here, because this is where your arm is going to go through, and we're going to make a cuff in there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I sew it up. So I get some yarn. I like a fair bit because I don't like to play with it. I want to make sure I have enough. And then I get my needle. And I can't thread a needle to save my life, so I always use a threader. Okay. So I always start, this is my arm here. Now I have sewn it where I've did it the other way and sewed the arm up by accident. It happens, right? Well, maybe it just happens to me. So I put my needle in. I'm making a large tail because I like to have a good sewing. And I just tie a knot in there. Now you may do it a different way. That's fine. I'm just showing you how I do it. Take this one out. And I just put my needle in. And with my shrugs, I hold it different than I do a sweater. I hold them together and I kind of just put 2, do you see that? Just the 2 in there. I don't try to get all 4 strands in there. Then I work my way back. My hair's in there. And I just keep going like this until I hit the end. Go all the way down. Okay, I will come back when I hit and I'll show you how I tie it off at the end. Okay, so I'm at the end. Taking this last stitch marker out at the corner, going this way. And I try to make sure I get my corner, just so I don't have that funny, well, it doesn't matter really with this one because we're going to be doing a trim on it, but I like to have it as straight as I can get it. Okay, so that was my last stitch going through. I like to go through that stitch again, but instead of going in this way like I usually do, I come around and I put it through this way, and then I throw my needle, I don't know if you can see all this, just like that, so I have a little bit of a knot. And then I like to tuck my end in right away for this, because then that's one last end to do. And I use these sharp needles so I don't have to worry about weaving it in. I just throw them
Make sure I get it in 3 times, like 3 different ways, like one way, that way, and then that way. And then my ends will never come out. I usually, if I make a mistake, I have to cut it out, and that's not an easy job. Sometimes I do more, and then I cut it. And that's how I do sew in my, and then sew in my shrug. See, and it kind of looks like a pretty, then it's prettier, you know what I mean? I like to make it look nice. And don't worry about up here, because we're going to be doing a sleeve there. And I will show you how to do that as soon as I get my other end sewn in. Okay, so to do this part, the sleeve, what we're doing now is a sleeve, I attach my yarn. Put it in, slip stitch it, chain 1, and then I put a double crochet. We're going to see this, a double crochet. And then I skip over, because that's where my seam is, I skip over that, go into the next one and do a double crochet. And if my hole is too big there, which it is, I have this piece here and this piece where I can sew it together, so I won't have such a large opening there. And then I just do a double crochet all the way around, and your spots are marked out for you and from your stitches from your square. You see? Okay, so I'll meet you at the other end, double crochets all the way around. Okay, so I have one more stitch to do. And then I made it all the way around. And then I'm going to slip stitch into there in my first stitch, chain 2 and turn. Now I do a lot of my sweaters, all my trims, well, not all of them, but I'll do a lot of them in this because I think it looks really nice. I think so. So what I'm doing is left front post, back post, double crochets. So there's your front post, back post, see if I can get you a better angle on this. I think I'd be organized. Okay, so front post, double crochet, and back post, double crochet. And you just alternate all the way around. The front post is you go through the front of your stitch, and then you just do a double crochet. Back post, you go through the back. You go back here and down there and double crochet. And you do this all the way along, and I'll meet you at when I get around. Okay, so I'm at my last one. And then I'm going to, that's my last stitch done. Going to slip stitch in there, chain 3, turn my work, and then I just start with a back post, double crochet, front post. And this one is a lot easier, this row. And the rest of the rows, the first row, like they're all, you can see what you have to do. See, so that's your back post, that's your front post. And it looks like that when I love how it looks. And I love it with this yarn. The the slimmer yarn. So finish that arm. You can do as many as you want. At the beginning, I told you how many I did on each one of my shrugs, and then I will meet you back to do the collar. So get your arms done and I'll meet you back. So we're back and I'm going to do the collar. So I attach my yarn. You can attach your yarn any way you feel comfortable with. This is the way I do it. You can do it any way you want. It's just preference. Okay. So I attached it. Now over here, I have where the granny square stitch. Let me see if I can get that better. See the granny square stitch. So I have to make sure. Okay, first I'll show you once we get there. So double crochets. It's the same as the we're doing the same stitch as we did the sleeve. So nice and easy. So right there in that space, I'm just going to go in the whole space. And then I get my 3. See, 1, 2, 3 openings there. 1, 2, 3. Make sure I get some yarn. And 3 double crochets in there. 1 there. So I got my 3 in there, and then I'm going to put 1 in there. And you do that all the way around. And I will meet you at the start again, at the end of this row. Okay, so I made it all the way across. So I just slip stitch, chain 3, turn my work, and it's the same. It's the same as the way we did the sleeves. So you just do front post, back post, all the way along. And I'm going to do 5 rows of it for this shrug. So front post, back post. My back post. Got to get used to this setup. Sorry guys, I'm not in the middle of the screen. I'm not. Yeah, it is what it is, right? Oh, it's back post. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 rows of that and then sew in my ends, and then that's it. It's all I do by putting together my shrugs. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the setup was okay. I'm still getting used to the camera angles and all that. So let me know in the comments below what you thought. Thank you, everyone. Bye.